Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. I think it's going to be a Henry J video. It has been a while. We were working on the snowplow truck there, and I think we're pushing her over. We'll find out in a minute. And look at that. The Henry is finally back from the interior guy. So we got to move a couple trucks around, and then we're going to move her back over to the stall, and we'll take a much closer look. It wasn't easy. We had to call in reinforcements. Mel pushed it. So here we go. We're now centered, and it has been so long that I need to crawl under here and remember where we like picking her up. It has been a minute. All right. Harlan went to get some rags for us to put over these arms. I think if I recall, these front ones get really close to the body. So we're going to very carefully watch that. Yeah, it's always terrifying picking one up that you haven't picked up in ages because you don't remember. Well, tonight is mostly about getting reacquainted with the project. We're kind of going through, looking at the work the interior guy did. And I wasn't going to show you guys this, but Harlan said, "Oh, show the people." That moves. So we're going to have to get to the root of that because I have a feeling it didn't used to move, but now it does. So we'll take a look and figure out what's going on there. Only somebody as tall as Harlan can reach these knobs. Holy monkeys. Oh, us short people never going to be able to reach it. Remember that heater, all of that. And then look, I came up with a pretty neat solution for hiding that brake pedal. That's pretty cool. And of course we've got the short person seat, which is basically hiding a giant subwoofer. So the stitching looks nice. And then if you recall, these were Chrysler seats, and we got that all sorted out to make them all work. That was really fun. I do recall we played with those for a couple weeks. Doors closed good. Dakota dash. I'm pretty sure the bulk of the wiring is done, and remember the fuse box is back up under there. Hopefully he left me access to it. I'll look when the car is down. I already saw a note that I wrote myself here about blocking off the speedo because we did the GPS. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. Just trying to kind of remember what we were up to. I don't think there's a ton left for me to wire. I think everything I still had to wire was underneath the car. But you can see that's looking pretty decent. So with any luck, we'll get this thing wrapped up this year. It'd be kind of nice. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Remember these access plates? Because otherwise, I mean, how could you get in there and do anything? Well, the plates themselves don't have any kind of gasket. But I have a laser, and I can buy material, and I know for a fact I can cut cork. I've cut tons and tons of coasters and stuff. So I bought actual gasket material assortment from Felpro. So we're going to see which of these materials we think is the one we like. I think it's going to be the blue line cork, honestly. But we'll get those and kind of lay them in there and see what material we like, and then I'll order that and we'll design it up and laser cut them, and that'll work nice because we've got this funny shape here that we're gonna have to be cognizant of. But the upside is I can take those home and really map them out and get them into software to locate the holes, because one thing we don't want is the car full of water. You know, it's not supposed to drive in rain, but this is Minnesota, and reality is sometimes it rains and you didn't know it was gonna. All right, we're trying to remember what we had to do under here. Let me zoom us out a little bit. So it looks like already ran fuel. Yeah, getting that up out of the exhaust. And that's an exhaust hanger. Obviously, we're gonna hang the exhaust. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the license plate flippy thingy. That worked, so that's wired. Tail lights I know are wired. I know there's something under here I still have to wire. I just don't remember what. Obviously, we still have to measure for a drive shaft. Oh, what's hanging here? We were gonna do, yeah, that was gonna be our VSS, but now we're doing GPS, if I recall, because I don't think it was possible for us to get it in there. Nope, absolutely was not possible for us to do the VSS. So we got to get a block off plate for that hole. That's right. Yeah, you remember we went to the GPS module. Okay. Looks like we ran some lines. Okay, O2.
Shifter must be hooked up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did the shifter already. We might need to sequence it a little bit.
We got a new cable or something. Didn't they fuck it up? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, he'll get 10 demerits for that, guys. Obviously, we want to go through lube everything because it's been a while, all the steering and stuff. Yeah, so that speedo plate was a thing we found when we found we couldn't mount the sensor. Yeah, and we just have to terminate these lines. Yeah, I got the, oh yeah, and I wanted to make a couple hangers. Yeah, I want to make hangers for the tranny line. And, oh yeah, we got to get, I don't think we can get an inspection plate on there. That might not happen. Oh God, if you ever have to change a starter, you're in a world of trouble. Holy monkeys, that's tight. Yeah, well, with any luck, that lives. We may try to put a wrap on that. We'll see. We'll see if I can get a starter shield on that. I think I still have some at the house. Remember we bought all that starter shield? I think I still have some. So I don't think you're getting, there's no way you're getting a blanket in there. No way. But we might be able to slip one of those foil shields in there. Let's see. E-brake is on. Like I said, we got to do a drive shaft and the exhaust. Yeah. I don't think there's actually too much to do. I don't remember. Did we ever bleed the brakes and do all that? I
did, but they don't work still.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll look into the brakes a little bit. God, I hope we don't have to change anything up there. Hopefully the master's good. We'll find out. So put that on your list. Brakes, it's already on there. All right. And then obviously we have to finish terminating all our hoses, get clamps and everything on them. We're not certain how happy we are with our radiator returned. Yeah, it looks like we already did. I just got to put a clamp on that. Yeah, we got to do clamps. Okay. Oh yeah, that was that digital valve for the heater. That's the only way they could go. Like I said, I want to make some hangers. So we'll probably take one of the, like this point here and make a strap to come down and hold it. And I want to do at least one back here somewhere and one up here somewhere.
Is this other one O2?
Yeah, this one's O2. Yeah, honestly, this isn't the end of the world work-wise. Huh. I think this thing's going to drive in the spring if we can get a drive shaft. It's at least it's a reasonable length.
October 12th.
For the drive shaft?
No. Never
Well, as long as we don't need all the creature comforts. But yeah, we're going to want to get that loaded, get that measured, remember what the splines are. Yeah. Hopefully we have a yoke. I think we do. I thought we did. Maybe we don't. Yeah, remember this fuel tank? Boy, what a nightmare that was over the years. Oh yeah, backup camera. I just remembered him. That's right, we made a fun bracket and everything. Yeah, when we did the flipper. And what did I see up here? I thought I saw... Oh, it's the end of the sock. Okay. We could put a zippy on that. Alright, that kind of didn't take long to remember some of the things we wanted to do. Oh yeah, and I looped this hose because how on earth would I get in there to do it now? So, okay. Pretty sure all the lights are already wired and working. Seem to recall that. I'm going to go back and watch some of these Henry J videos because it has been a couple years, but sure looks pretty cool. As we're going through and just kind of remembering and making our list, I did dig out the Henry book here, and I just pulled up my fuse block diagram that I made. Kind of reminded myself where things are, what circuits we had. But this should have pretty much everything we need. Information from the sniper stuff, some wiring stuff, and yeah, we have this, but remember, and I do remember, and I know it's in a video somewhere, the reason we bought that GPS was this is too tight here. There was no chance that I could get the sensor in here and clear the floor. And it's better to just cap that off and use a GPS module for $100 or however much it was than to mess up the floor. So Dakota stuff, another copy of fuse block diagram. I do that with every vehicle. Let's see, this is, okay, the Chrysler LHS from the 90s. This is what we used to figure out how to wire all that. And then if you recall, this was just, you know, your basic Power Plus 20 kit. So, had to kind of do everything ourselves, but on the same token, it allowed us to do everything ourselves. So, oh, I see a plow truck. So, okay, yeah, and then this is how I repurposed some of the circuits and what they're doing. Control arm stuff, suspension stuff, you know, all the stuff you wind up keeping over time. One of the things I'm hoping is in here is what size we did on the differential. And that the plow was on and it was winter and he was out plowing. Every time you go in reverse now, look at that. Boom, he went out, back on. Boy, that's nice. Now he won't back up into stuff. Okay, and don't forget backup camera. Remember, that was up in the rear view mirror. So, yeah, and I remember we got all these lights working. Oh, one of the patrol cats is running around. So, yeah, I think we've got our list pretty filled out. Yeah, and we've got a nice easy fill port and vent. Nope, looking pretty cool. Yeah, the bugs like it. So, I think we're going to be wrapping this. For those that don't remember this project, that's a 521 cubic inch big block Ford that we built out of a 7460, and you know, Super Cobra Jet heads from Edelbrock, and stealth or Super Sniper Stealth, and it's pretty cool. So it's going to be a lot of motor for this little car. We're hoping we got enough cooling. It is a pretty good sized radiator. The only thing I'm worried about is getting the air back out. You know, same problem we have in the Courier, is just getting air from stacking. So hopefully we've got enough room here to kind of funnel air out over the headers. But yeah, there's a lot of work to do yet, but it's all within sight. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely look for more videos on the Henry J. This has been another ShopRex approved video.